Hi, my name is Jenny Kim, and welcome to issue 32 of Trade-Offs and Triumphs. This week, we will be hitting on elderly parents, COVID vaccines, and the Hunger Games. In memory of Dr. Norman Bethune, mentoring, the value of cross-mentoring among different identities, resources for the week, and closing thoughts on independence and choices. But first, let's talk about elderly parents, COVID vaccines, and the Hunger Games. It was supposed to be easy, this rollout. After all, we're the United States. But it has not been so easy. With two elderly parents, one over the age of 75 and one just over the age of 70, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster trying to get them registered and to get their shots. One down, one more to go. My father is done. Both shots, Moderna. My mother just got her first shot yesterday. Joanna Stern of the Wall Street Journal actually thought that the entire registration and appointment service system for the COVID vaccine is very much akin to a Byzantine labyrinth along the lines of the Hunger Games. And because of that, she had very specific tips that she wanted to provide her readers in her most recent Wall Street Journal column. Some of them being, number one, find your local social media groups. For example, go to Facebook and search for the state and COVID vaccines. Second thing, learn those appointment websites. Really learn them. For example, pre-register on the CVS and Walgreens website, and also make sure that you know how to operate them and that you are ready to go. I know that I hit the refresh button several times as I tried to find an appointment for my mother. Third, figure out how to use your autofill on your browser. It will save you time and will help you not to be timed out as you take time to fill out each screen of the appointment. Fourth, install a browser extension. Yes, to refresh constantly so you can find that perfect moment when you can go in and just book it like a wormhole. And five, finally, be prepared to book quickly, like very quickly. If you need to bypass the insurance information, just bypass it. Whatever you need to do to secure that appointment. Second, in memory of Dr. Norman Bethune, one of my weekly rituals is to read an essay that is published weekly by Xinjin Zhao on LinkedIn. His stories dispel a lot of the myths around whether someone is a friend or foe under Western Chinese relationships. This week, he hit on Dr. Norman Bethune, a Canadian doctor who was selfless and went to China in the late 1930s to battle against the Japanese and also a very antiquated hospital system to keep the soldiers alive and healing so they could fight again. He is treated and revered in China, and rightfully so, because he was selfless, he was culturally aware, he was culturally open, and he was willing to do the right thing. Maybe we need an algorithm nowadays to be able to recognize those traits in people, or maybe not. In any case, take a look, take a read, and take a moment to absorb it, because we all can be like Dr. Norman Bethune, but it is a choice and a trade-off. Philip Wilkerson and Samara Reynolds just released this great essay about mentoring and how, as a mentor and mentee, they learn so much about each other. Philip is an African-American male, and Samara is a white American woman. But that did not matter. They found so much in common, and their differences brought them better together. Philip and Samara provide some great insight about how to build effective and strong mentor-mentee relationships. Take a look, take a read. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Philip and Samara if needed. Fourth, resources for the week. Lots of COVID vaccine related action, how to find your appointments. Just keep on trying and keep on pushing on along. And for those of you who are watching, if you are able to provide any assistance because you have computers or you're tech savvy, there are so many organizations who would love your help. And finally, closing thoughts, independent thinking, and choices. Dan Go raises a great point about the fact that independent thinking may mean that you will offend some people. and be prepared for that. Also, check out his great podcast that he just released last week. Some very thoughtful and practical tips about how to keep your mental and physical state in good shape. And finally, your choices are your power. Take back your power. And I close out this week's newsletter with the song Choices by George Jones. Listen, he made some bad choices, he made some good choices, but throughout all of it, he had agency and he had power. I hope you have a great week. Please stay safe and healthy, and see you next week. Thank you for reading and thank you for watching. Find that trade-off and find that triumph. Take care.